Hello everyone! In this video, we'll go over the Vocabulary Workshop Level Green Unit 15 words. You can follow along at home using your book. Let's get started! Our first word is abundant. Abundant is an adjective and it means large or more than enough, plentiful. So when something is abundant, you have a lot of it. You have enough of it. The example says, there was an abundant amount of food at the restaurant. So again, abundant means you have enough or you have a lot. So in this sentence, there was an abundant amount of food at the restaurant. There was a lot of it. In this picture here, there is a rabbit and all of these carrots are around the rabbit. So I can say the rabbit has an abundant amount of carrots. Some synonyms are bountiful and generous. Antonyms are limited, meager, sparse, and scarce. Do you have an abundant amount of toys at home or a different item? Our next word is barrier. Barrier is a noun, so it is a thing, and it's something that blocks or bars, so bars means stops, movement or passage. So anytime there is a barrier, things cannot move or things cannot go through anymore. The example says, the mountains acted as a barrier to the wind. So in this sentence, there are some mountains and they are the barrier to the wind. They are stopping the wind. The wind is coming here, but because of the tall mountains, it cannot go to the other side. So it is a barrier. Maybe you've seen barriers like this whenever you go to a parking garage in any building. This bar here is a barrier that stops cars from going in or going out before they pay. Here too, I can say the fallen tree created a barrier across the road. So now cars cannot move from one side to the other. And this one here too, I can say a big fence acted as a barrier around the playground. So anytime you have something that is stopping things from going in or out easily, we can call that a barrier. Some synonyms are wall, obstacle, barricade, roadblock, obstruction, and restraint. Antonyms are entrance and passageway. Our next word is conceive. Conceive is a verb and it means to start something, to think up, or begin to understand. For example, I began to conceive a plan on how to get all my work done. So in this sentence, someone is conceiving or starting or thinking about a plan for doing their work. Or maybe we can conceive a plan of how to build a tree house, like this boy here. I can say he conceived a plan to build a tree house in his backyard. So that means he is thinking about it. He is trying to understand what it would look like and what things he needs. Anytime you are conceiving something, you are thinking about how to start it or how to do it. I can also say it's hard to conceive how big the universe really is, because conceive can also mean to understand something. So in that sentence, it would be difficult to understand how big the universe is. Some synonyms of conceive are form, formulate, develop, devise, imagine, and think. And there are no antonyms for this word. The next word is formal. Formal is an adjective and it is following strict rules or customs, requiring fancy clothes and fine manners. The sample sentence says, the club members were required to follow a formal dress code. We often use this word formal when we are describing how people are dressing. We call it a dress code. So in this sentence, there is some kind of club and the members have to wear formal clothes. Formal clothes are usually things like long dresses and suits, such as the one this boy is wearing. So these children here are wearing formal clothes. In this picture too, I can say the wedding was a formal event, so everyone wore suits and dresses. These are the formal clothes that they're wearing to go to a wedding party. And since formal also means some customs or rules, we can also use it to talk about things like manners. For example, when you're having a formal dinner, you have to make sure that you're not bending over the table or putting your head down or even putting your arms on the table can be bad manners. So sometimes we have to use good manners during formal meals or in restaurants. Some synonyms are official, conventional, standard, proper, and fancy. Antonyms are informal, unofficial, and casual. Have you ever worn formal clothes to any kind of party or event? Our next word is inquire. Inquire is a verb and it means to ask about something. Anytime you're asking about something, you are inquiring. The sample sentence says, the detective has begun to inquire about the crime. So maybe there was some kind of crime that was done, such as someone broke a window or a thief stole something, and now there is a detective, like a police officer, that's inquiring about it. So he is asking questions about this crime so he can find out who did it. Here too, in this picture, you can see there are people in a library. When you go to the library, you can inquire if the library has the book that you need. You can ask about it. We can also inquire when we call someone like a travel agency about the price of things. For example, in this picture, the woman called the travel agency to inquire how much the airplane ticket costs, and she found out that it was $400. So she asked about it. Some synonyms are investigate, question, examine, explore, and interrogate. And there are no antonyms for this word. Are you a person that often inquires about things so you can learn about them or not? Our next word is penalize. Penalize is a verb and it means to punish. Usually someone has broken a rule or done something bad and they receive a punishment, so we call that as being penalized. The sample sentence says, our teacher will penalize us for incomplete work. So in this sentence, if you do not finish all of your work in the class, then the teacher will penalize. The teacher will give some kind of punishment to the students. For example, they might get a lower grade. Penalize is also often used in sports like soccer. For example, a player can be penalized if they push another player. Or I can say, the students were penalized during the spelling bee for whispering. So in this sentence, they received some kind of punishment because they were breaking the rules. Maybe they got less points than they would have if they did not whisper. So that is penalize. Have you ever been penalized for something? Some synonyms are discipline and chasten. The antonym is reward. Our next word is picturesque. Picturesque is an adjective and it means charming or quaint. For this word, we use it often to describe some kind of scenery or place that looks very beautiful. So let's look at the synonyms first. The synonyms are beautiful, pretty, lovely, striking, vivid, scenic, and delightful. So any place that you can describe in this way, it is called picturesque. The sample sentence says, the little town is so picturesque. So in this sentence, there might be a very pretty or beautiful looking small town, and someone is describing that town as picturesque. It's almost so beautiful that you really want to take a picture of it, or it looks like a kind of painting because it's so beautiful. So here I can also say, the sunset was so picturesque we had to stop and admire it. So it's so beautiful, it almost doesn't look real. We can also describe things like cherry blossoms as picturesque. So every spring, we can see the picturesque cherry blossoms. Some antonyms are ugly, drab, dull, grim, unpleasant, and distasteful. Our next word is predator. Predator is a noun, and it is one that destroys or devours others. An animal that stalks and eats other animals. Maybe you've heard of predators and prey before. The predators are the meat eaters, basically. They hunt and they eat other animals. The sample sentence says, a snake is a predator of mice and other rodents. So snakes will eat mice and other kinds of rodents. Some other predators that you might know are lions, wolves. A shark is also a very strong predator, and eagles are also very powerful predators. Do you have a favorite predator? Some synonyms are thief and bandit. Antonyms are prey and victim. Our next word is privilege. Privilege is a noun, and a privilege is a special right, benefit, or permission. The sample says, the players who arrived first got the privilege of choosing the nicest uniforms. So in this sentence, there were players who got to the game early maybe. And because they arrived early, they got a special right, something that they could do that the other players could not do. And the privilege that they got is that they can choose the nicest uniforms. So anytime there is a privilege, someone is getting some special benefit or some special thing that others maybe are not getting. I can also use this word by saying, having extra playtime during school is a privilege that must be earned. So if you want to have extra playtime during school, maybe your class has to behave very, very well. That way your teacher can give you the privilege. Here too, I can say, only older kids had the privilege of sitting in the back seats of the bus. So in a bus, usually the older kids will go to the back because the younger kids need to be in the front so that teachers can help them. That is also a privilege. It's a benefit they have because they are older and the teachers can trust the older students more. Do you have the privilege of watching TV at home? Is there anything that you need to do before you can get the privilege of watching TV? Some synonyms are advantage and honor, and there is no antonym for this word. Our last word is slumber. Slumber is a verb and it means to sleep lightly. So a slumber is kind of similar to a nap. It's just a light sleep, maybe a few minutes or a few hours at the most. For example, the baby will slumber for a while after lunch. So in this sentence, there is a baby who is taking a nap after they eat. I can also say the family slumbered after playing all day outside. So maybe they played all morning and then they came home and took a nap, or they took a slumber. Some synonyms are nap, doze, rest, snooze, and antonyms are awake, arouse, and stir. And slumber can be used as a noun as well as a verb. So as a noun, it means a sleep or light sleep. It's the same meaning, but the way that we are using it is different. Here, it's the action of sleeping. I slumbered. But here, we're talking about the actual sleep that you had. For example, the cat lay in slumber for most of the afternoon. So now slumber here is being used as a noun. It's not our verb anymore. I can also say, during her slumber, she dreamed of flying. Maybe while the girl was taking a nap, she had a dream that she could fly. Or, she awoke from her short slumber feeling refreshed. Have you ever taken a slumber in the afternoon and then when you wake up, you feel like you have a lot of energy and you feel great? Some synonyms of slumber are nap, doze, rest, and snooze. An antonym is awareness. And that's all for this video. We went over the vocabulary workshop Level Green Unit 15 words. Thank you so much for listening and see you next time. Bye!